Welcome to Kaks Bar and Podcast, Canada's first podcast bar. What that means is you can come here for food, you can come here for drinks, you can also come here and record a podcast. Come on down, we're located in downtown Calgary, Alberta in the Beltline area. See you soon. And we're rolling. And I'm here today with Chester Ho. Chester's a comedian. He's performed many times at the Kaks comedy nights. From the old show that we did to the new one that we're currently doing. Chester, how many times have you been on the show, the comedy night?
I think I think like three or four times or so.
3 or 4 times?
Yeah.
Amazing. If anyone who hasn't seen him perform, you should definitely see him perform. I mean, do you you perform all around Calgary or like at multiple clubs and everything like that? Or?
Yeah, I perform all around Calgary. Usually I've been to Reckless before, which is at the Dirty Ducks. There's most of the time I did in Laugh Laugh. Mm-hmm. Soon I'm gonna do there's a new venue that just recently booked me. They call it the First Kin or something. That one.
First Kin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Best Kin?
Oh, the Best Kin.
Oh,
yeah,
they're doing comedy too. Awesome. Good. Hey,
yeah.
Awesome. Great.
And I've been to the Yuck Yucks. I've been to the Yuck Yuck as well. So I'm fairly new, but I've always loved to just going around and always looking for new venues, looking for new ways, to interact and expand my repertoire and things like that. So
well, you got to practice, right? How long have you been doing it for?
I've been doing it more than we've been doing this more than like 8 months or more than like 8 months. So.
Okay, so not even a year yet, right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Like you're okay. Your comedy is well, first you got to see it, people, to fully get what I'm trying to talk about. But there's a lot of it is his background, right? It's about being Vietnamese and just your experiences, coming to Canada or but it's just so comical. And then your timing, your the accent, your premises, it's so ridiculous. And I was thinking the other day, because it's like, do you think it would be as funny to just a full Vietnamese crowd, or is it funny because it's to Canadians? Do you kind of know what I'm asking? Because a lot of the I don't know, I can't give too much away without people coming down to see it. But what do you think? Is your act very, very universal, or do you think it would work, or does it work basically just with like a multicultural Canadian crowd?
I think the best way to put it is I've been a kind of kid that has always been dancing around the margins of different things of society and things like that, because unlike most
how old are you?
Huh? Me, I'm 28.
28? Okay,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because unlike most Vietnamese over here, where they tend to be when they are my age, so which means their parents come here, so they are second generation immigrants. I'm just literally just I immigrate here the moment I hit 19 or so.
So you've been here 9 years?
Yeah, I've been here for 9 years. And things like that. And it just even in Vietnam, I live in a lower income housing, so my experience is already not super universal and things like that.
Yeah.
It's just that I did not realize that it was funny until the moment I come here and I talk to everyone, and then everyone would just I don't know, man. Is that a bit? Because that shit's pretty fucking hilarious. Because I grow up in a neighborhood where it's just people. It's just the moment when it's fucking dark out, everybody call it the Shank Town, because chances are you're gonna get shanked the moment the clock strike 11. But that's just that's just a great time.
Where in Vietnam is this?
It's in Phu Nhuận district. So it's just kind of a little bit far up
Which
from
city? What's the major city near there?
Ho Chi Minh. Oh, so it's right in Ho Chi Minh City.
Okay, I've been there. Hey.
Oh yeah, you've been there.
Yeah. So right before COVID, I was in Vietnam for I forget how many weeks. It was either 2 weeks or maybe a little less. Sure felt like 2 weeks, but anyway. But it was fun, man. I went all around the southern part of Vietnam. It was Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, Da Nang. So I traveled quite a bit, and I in that little period saw a whole bunch of stuff and partied a bunch and met so many people. So Ho Chi Minh City, some parts are dicey, man.
Ho Chi Minh City is definitely is, because if you stay, the more centralized you went, the quote unquote safer it get. But it's it's sanitized, when you go over there with touristy people, you're gonna see the people always gonna be like, oh, you know, we are welcoming and things like that, but it's so sanitized and you don't get it. And my dad, he's a working class man, and he basically was like, you need a little bit gram in your food for that shit to taste good, okay? Like he does not go to restaurant, like he go to shit like a bar stool is the table, and an even lower bar stool is the fucking chair, and he eat out of that shit, and we're all just having a good fucking time.
Hey man, I gotta ask right now, like it's just this is the way you always talk, hey?
Yeah,
like you gotta understand, like I'm not laughing like at you, like I'm not, like it's like the way you say stuff is what's really really funny first, like you know, because like I don't know, it's just the way you say it, like the way you describe certain things is like I don't know, it just puts a smile on my face.
That's all I can ever ask for, because because way back, because that's just how I say it. I'm just kind of straightforward that way, because that's just like what I see. I describe it that way, and I just go in that way, and I see no reason to back out of it. Because in Vietnam, I am a terrible student in terms of literature, because everybody's like, your expression is too fucking crude, and it's like it's unrefined and shit like that. But I'm like, but the moment I come here, I just say it, and people was like, I don't know, man, you just naturally fucking do it, and I just find it funny. You should do something about it. So the moment I got all of my papers, all of my papers, and I'm making sure that, okay, Canada cannot like kick me out on the ground of legal ground anymore, and I am basically a permanent resident. Let's get this fucking party started, dog. And I'm basically been doing that ever since. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so like, but did you know you were funny? Like, do you like you just said a bunch of people keep telling you're funny, but do you find the way you express yourself funny? Or it's just the way you talk?
I think it's just the way I talk. I did not know it was funny until like everybody was just like, this kid's funny.
You know, I'm not talking about the accent necessarily. It's it's just the timing and delivery, like the way you pause. I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's just I like imagine we switch dialogue.
Yeah.
So everything you just said everything I said, but the way you would say it, like it's just funny, man. I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's just comical.
The cadence of it.
What does cadence mean? Is that what it is? Cadence? Does that means that?
A cadence is basically like the attitude that. So when you're speaking, you have like a certain like more than just your voice. It's like a rhythms or a way that you carry out your words and things like that. That's what's cadence.
Holy shit! You said you're a bad student. You sound intelligent as fuck.
I don't know, man. I wish I could see my fucking 9th grade teacher, and I'm gonna take the voice recording of that, and I'm gonna put that on a CD, and I'm gonna slap him with that CD. Because like, see, doc, you should have got me that A instead of like the fucking C. That like dragged my grade down significantly.
He's probably like, Chester was math. You just got the thing wrong, man.
Oh god.
Okay, like goes back to my question earlier. So do you think your bit right now, because it's like absolutely it kills in like Calgary, because I can see how everyone like we're all just laughing because again what I just said, but would you think it would be doing the same if it was a pure Vietnamese crowd like in Vietnam, right? Like, you know, or would they just be a bit like, okay, like I can't tell, is he telling a joke or is he, or like what's happening here, or you gotta get what I'm asking, or
I think it might be a bit different for them because the way how the language is structured.
Yeah.
Because so it would require a different kind of like comedy for that to work.
Yeah.
Because the language it's different, because right now the way that I say it, the way that I carry it, it's almost like I'm still keeping the Vietnamese cadence, the Vietnamese cadences and the Vietnamese rhythm and the Vietnamese grammar. So it sounds like different over here when I'm directly translated it. But if I go back to Vietnam and I say it, but in Vietnamese and things like that, it wouldn't hit as strongly. Yeah.
Okay, so I think I answered my own question. Like your thing is as of right now anyway, the way like the bits you've been doing, I think it's just tailor made for Canada, man.
Yeah.
So you're in the right audience space. But okay, so tell me a bit about yourself. From Vietnam, came here when you were 19. Why'd you come here? What was the motive there?
Oh, the motive was that like my brother, he's like, I appreciate the guy, love the dudes. He just have like he achieved the American not the American, the Canadian dream.
Yeah, Western dream.
The Canadian
Yeah, yeah.
dream. He did have a good jobs and things like that. And he basically was like, Chester, I believe that you can be so much more, because back in Vietnam, I was just straight up just like, I don't think college is gonna work out for me. And I was like hustling on the side a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Like I would just like get like a bunch of odd job where I got paid under the table and things like that. And my brother was like, no, you can do way more than this. I believe in you. The moment you come to Canada, you're gonna see how far you can go. And basically, he pays for my tickets and everything to go here. So I go
How
here.
much older is he than you?
11 years older.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like,
Yeah.
he's got like a 10 years ahead. So he just like going here. And so my whole goal when I got to Canada, just find my people and sort of like finding myself.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, it's pretty correct, because right now it's just like you said, like I found my audience.
Yeah.
Or I found my audience because a lot of Canadians just found my bits like, like funny in like funny. I did not know that. And also I found myself, pursuing more things like art and such and
Yeah.
things like that. So I feel like I'm here to find myself. It's a weird way to say it, and at the same time, I feel a bit like different from most immigrants that come here.
Yeah.
Because usually, an immigrants don't go to Canada to become a comedian. They come here to become doctors, some shit like that. But there I am, just like, well, I just want to find myself, dog. And my brothers give me that, and I appreciate a guy for it.
Yeah, like it's just even right there. You're like, like just how you told that. Fuck, man, I feel kind of weird because like I'm Chinese and I'm
Yeah.
born and raised here.
Mm-hmm.
And I do speak Cantonese, but like not super fluent or whatever. So like I basically got so westernized or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm sitting here like, fuck, like I don't know. It's like I just get your humor. I don't explain. Like I get the premises. Like it feels natural. I can relate to it in a weird way because it's weird. Like it's almost like I would have thought about those same situations
Yeah.
if I was in your shoes, but because I wasn't in your shoes, it didn't happen the same way. I don't know, man. I just really appreciate your humor, and like I've been trying to tell as many like Asian Canadians to like, I'm like, yo, like Chester Ho is he has just this great thing he has going on. It's like fucking hilarious bit right now. Yeah,
I'm flattered, man.
Yeah, man. No, it's great. That's why, like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, you should try to find like an Asian crowd that's all Canadian, because like they would even laugh even harder or something, like because they get it even more. I don't know how to explain it. It's like I don't know, it's like a I don't know like a really famous colored comedian. They hit it with everyone, but they extra hit it with like like they're the people from their area, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be politically correct, but I think everyone knows what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay, tell me some of the comedians that you like.
Oh, some of the
Like you actually follow comedy, right?
Yeah, I actually follow comedy.
Okay.
So it's weird to say, but I learned comedy. Not comedy. I learned English backwards. So in Vietnam, I learned English through YouTube skit first, and so the getaway drug of comedy was originally Ryan Higa way back when YouTube was like a thing. Like,
I don't know who Ryan Higa is, or maybe I do. I can't put the name to the face.
He was like way back, and like YouTube was beginning of thing like 2006 or something. So it's super fucking dated by now.
Yeah.
But then afterward, I started to discover like stand up comedians. So like the usual George Carlin and such. But I think the one that hit me the strongest was probably Robin Williams.
Okay, but were you watching them in Vietnamese then?
No. Oh no,
you were learning English, but like, how'd you even understand their jokes or whatever? At the time? Or did you learn English over there? No, you said you. Sorry, I'm interrupting
sorry, you go.
No, sorry, I'm interrupting you. But no, you just said you didn't learn English till you got here.
No, I said I learned English backwards.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the way I express it. So basically, the forward way to learn English in Vietnam in the olden days is you learn that shit from books, and then you watch the native speaker talk about things like that. But me, I reverse that shit. I listen to the native speaker talk first, and then I see like, I look through book and see what the fuck does this mean. So yeah, of course, skit comedy is like the simplest thing because they just doing something funny on the screen, and you don't think too much about the word. But then afterward, you start looking into it. And then, because back in the olden days, YouTube, it's just there's gonna be some fucking psycho that would ignore all copyright claim, and they would post a full fucking like recorded DVD skit of like George Carlin and in this case Robin Williams right on YouTube for like millions of people to watch. And I just love and I think it's like, because Robin Williams, back when I was a kid, it was like, oh, hey, that's the guy that did like the Genie's voice, the Genies, and like Mrs. Doubtfire and all kind of, child-friendly shit. And the first skit that I see from his stand-up is like, God would be probably pretty disappointed because I give you a nice play and you all go and fucked it up. And we're just like, whoa, he just said the F word. I was like a fucking like 8-year-old. And I was like, wait, this motherfucker just said the F word. What's going on? And then I was like, this that's the naughty word, some shit like that. And then suddenly a whole world of possibility opened. And I was like, oh man, the Disney shit, that's the Santa type crap. Like this man just straight up just say it. And of course, George Carlin is just straight up, just like, go all vulgar out, like completely balls out and balls to the wall, alter with the comedy. And that's when I'm like, oh, okay, I think it's where it's at. But the thing is that I think the most influence for me is like definitely in terms of commentary and things like that. I think Robin Williams and George Carlin is definitely the two strongest. I know it's like the cliche thing, but give me a break. I was in Vietnam. I can only see the greats, And then when you ask me what, rap album that I like, is mostly stuff coming from Tupac because that's all we got. But
you're a big hip hop guy. You love hip hop.
Oh well, I listen to Tupac and Rough, and it's just like DVDs and music is bougie in Vietnam. I have to like pirate that shit to like get any music done. And just kind of like this is like the olden days where internet was like slow and expensive and crap like that. So is it more of a legwork? Not right now. Everything's on stream and you just shell out like $6 or some shit like that, and then you got everything. But like we lost something in those, But yeah, definitely the old just like comedian, just like the olden days, and definitely Robin Williams, just like because I do like the heart when he just like, because he sounds earnest. And that's just how I want to do it. I just want to carry myself out and like, yeah, maybe this could be a funny bit, but I want to be like earnest and the truth. And basically, since I am a fucking magnet of misadventure, so every like misfortune that I'm describing, it's just like that. That's just how I experience it, dog.
Okay, well, man, now you're making me feel a little bad now.
Oh shit!
It's
sorry.
It's almost like you're just being trying to. It sounds like you're trying to be taken serious, telling your misfortunes, but everyone's laughing because of the way you talk.
Yeah.
And it's like, but again, I don't know, man. It's just funny. It's like it makes people smile. It's unique. It's unique.
Yeah.
Like even for people with an accent, right? Like because like I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan of like when someone has like racist Asian humor.
Man.
Like ping pong ping or whatever fuck, right? And then everyone's just like. It was like, oh, like, because they're clearly laughing because it's a racist laugh, right?
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm doing with you.
Yeah.
You're just fucking funny with your timing.
And
and plus I couldn't do that with you. We're both the same race.
Yeah, I know.
Like in many ways, China and Vietnam is like physiologically like basically the same, right?
We share a lot of common ground, and also like all the food and stuff like that. We got the food is what connects us, man. And that's what I was trying to get to is like don't feel bad as the misfortune or whatever, because I know
it's not the misfortune, because we all have misfortune. It's like I feel bad because I hope you don't think I'm laughing.
Oh no, that was
kind of like just make Chester say stuff because he's funny. Like it's like no, like it's a respect, man. Like and the fact that you understand that, hey, like I can make people smile just by explaining things in my cadence, and my perspective. It's like good, that's your gift, right?
That's and that's what I could only hope to strive for, to be honest. And that's what I was basically, it was like, because a lot of the misadventure that I got myself into, I just find is like kind of funny, because that's basically a defense mechanism that I have.
Even
because
using that word misadventure,
misadventure. I mean,
it sounds like a cartoon. It's hilarious.
It's kind of is, I guess. Like
I picture you like an anime. Like
it's
it's Chester Ho Ho Ho, and then and then you're just like just shows you
that's
like,
where
just getting into shenanigans or whatever, right?
yeah,
You know?
that's where the fucking Jim Carrey part's coming in. Because I do watch a lot of Jim Carrey shit growing up, and I think that's where all the anime, the like movement and shit like that.
Do you watch shows like Brooklyn Nine-Nine and like Community?
I do.
Have you heard of these two shows?
I do heard of like Community.
I picture you a character in both of those shows, just being yourself.
Yeah.
Like just joining the cast, being part of their shenanigans, and you talk like, imagine sometimes like with that jacket, you're like that detective, like some San Francisco detective, and
oh fuck,
and then
that's
like,
high praise, man.
Yeah, but you're in these comical like situations and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know other people know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but sorry, I lost track here, man.
Oh, good.
Yeah, keep going here. Keep going. You're yeah, okay, yeah. Like I don't feel bad as in feel bad for your misfortune. Okay, now that sounds even worse. I don't feel bad for your misfortune. I mean, I know you're a grown ass man and you can get yourself through misfortune because every man has misfortune. Like everyone's life is like full of fucking problems. So it's like it's as long as we're getting through them, and even if we're not, like that's that's your problems, right? You know.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, but tell me some of these misfortunes that you had.
Okay, so oh shit, that's gonna be like. I literally can fill up like a whole fucking special.
And some of your trauma. Let's go.
Okay, so
someone, Chester.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
No, so okay, so wait, let's. So I have like a dent on my skull, and that was like, listen, that was on me for real. I bring a knife fight to a pipe fight. So I bring a knife to a pipe fight, so that was on me. So basically, me and the boys, which is like a group of like. Kids, boys. They hang out together. We do shit like we antagonize each other all the damn time.
Some scary little like Vietnamese gangs when I was in Vietnam, man. Like some of these areas I went to, I saw like 10, probably only 12 to 16, but like they meant business. Like I was like, holy shit, these guys are like they're actually carrying knives and they're like all like way smaller than me, but like you can tell like there's real fucking gangsters over there. Bro.
It's
so
like
you were one of those,
huh?
You were one of those?
No, for legal reason, I am not one of those.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry, I keep interrupting your story.
Oh, good, man. So no, it's just a bunch of teenagers, to be honest, though. But we call ourselves the boys because it sounds fun. So one day we decided to dare each other. I'm like we just dare each other. Like, okay, two of us gonna go to the sketchiest part of town, Shangtown, and go over there, eat some late night noodles, and coming back, men who denied coming there, we draw out like the short sticks and shit, and who bitch out is gay. Basically, that was it. That was it. You go to a dangerous area to prove that you're not gay. And so me and this kid, it's just like he's a fucking poser, okay? He got daddy's money, but we all just kind of like coast by and let him have this moment because daddy money brought us all butterfly knives. Like to a Vietnamese kid, butterfly knife is like the holy grail of like tough guy shit because like holy fuck.
You might be spoon fed, but you supplied me my weapons. So
yeah,
you're cool.
You're cool. You're allowed to walk. So it was the night just went pretty normally because like if like a place if like we consider sketchy, most of the time you might be okay. So we just eat some late night noodles, and then it was like 2 a.m. in the morning or some shit. We just went home, and I'm like, fuck, it's nothing happening. And then it turns out it was like, oh no, it was sketchy for a fucking reason. Because there was this guy over here standing in the fucking corner. He was like tweaking out on something, so he's gonna need the money. And he was holding onto a pipe that's like rusty and bent a little. So I know exactly what's going to happen. But me, I'm poor as shit. My wallet have like international exchange rate. I have like 2 cents on me, literally like so fucking little money. I just dropped the wallet. There's nothing inside. But the rich ass kid next to me, daddy's money is like fat up that wallet, and man, his dad gonna be so fucking pissed to find out that his son got murked because going to dangerous area, he's gonna be grounded and shit like that, and also gonna be uncool because everybody's like, oh, look who got grounded by dad like a little bitch. So of course, he's hesitant, right? But of course, like, just give him the fucking money. But I was like, this is like back then when you know how boys are. We gotta prove ourselves. The machismo like really running fucking strong because I'm like, this guy's bitching out, but I ain't. I got a knife, baby. Let's fucking go. And I would just like did not think twice. And I just like I'm telling the guy to back off with a knife, and then like the pipe have reached, so it's reached much longer. It bonked me right in the fucking head. I got a fucking scar on here.
Yeah, you can't blame the guy if you point a knife at me. I would take that pipe too. I'm like, okay, I whack you in the head.
I wasn't at.
You were thinking like, yeah, it's not about the reach. It's like he probably would have left you alone, but you had to put like draw out a knife on him.
Yeah,
like,
I draw a knife on him.
Oh fuck, like you're good. He didn't like pull out a gun or whatever.
Yeah, but it was like, well, he did trying to mug, so it was like his intention was obviously mugging and getting like the money from the two of us. So I was like, it was kind of
you pointing out the knife. Now he's like, although he's trying to mug you, he's also like, I got to defend myself for real now. I was just trying to scare him with the pipe to get the money, but now I actually need to.
He just bonked me. He just bonked me straight up. But I was like, I think it was like one of those moments when I'm like, me teenagers actually feel like a rush of adrenaline on me because I feel like I didn't feel shit, dog. I hear the bonk, but I didn't feel no pain. I feel nothing. And I'm like, woo! Battle damage. This is what real man is about. This is like fucking Dragon Ball. You're taking damage and you feel like you get some fucking boost something. So I probably like foaming at the mouth or some shit. And that guy was just like, you know what? I need the money, but I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. So he just back off, and I'm like, yeah, you better back off. And I think it's like that when I feel like the strangest sensation where I'm like, I would feel both hot and cold at the same time, and I took and I reached out to the back of my neck, and I was like, oh no, I think that's blood. Oh fuck! I dropped right there on the fucking road, and I woke up in a hospital, and turns out the fucking bitch ass that I'm trying to protect his daddy money, he's fucking gone. He boosted. He left me there on the road. A fucking lady that was running jog at 3 a.m. At like 5 a.m. in the morning or some shit like that. She was like, oh, I had to call the hospital. He's on the ground and shit like that. So I was in the hospital thanks to the kindness of that old lady, and man, I learned a lesson real quick. And I'm like, man, when the chips are down, sometimes the boys don't get you back. So I think that's like the trauma, and also the blunt force trauma.
You got
It's a double whammy.
So you got the little blunt force trauma, and at the same time you got betrayed.
I got fucking betrayed.
Yeah, man.
I put my life on the fucking line, dog.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Like, did you get bitter after that? Or?
Oh, I was fucking bitter. Like every time I see that son of a bitch, I'm like 7 stitches. Every time I don't say hi to him, I'm just saying 7 stitches.
The rich kid.
I see the rich kid. I don't say hi to him. I'm just saying
he doesn't care though, right?
7 stitches. Yeah. I just look at him and say 7 stitches. That's how much I got every time. It was like 7 stitches. That's how much. 7 stitches.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
More trauma. Tell me more trauma.
Oh shit. All right. How about the time when I learned chemistry the hard way? How's that one goes? All right. So grade 8, we got a new subject in Vietnam. So we got to teach chemistry. We got the chemistry book, and basically me and the boys, the first thing that we did, I want to see the chapter that teach us how to make dynamite. So we roll up to the book and see which one that's gonna teach us how to make dynamite. And this is communist Vietnam book, so they actually got some useful shit. None of the baking soda volcano weak ass stuff. Okay, they teach you real chemistry. So you go to the chapter of sulfur, and they was like, hey, fun fact. If you mix sulfur with a little bit of charcoal and saltpeter and a little bit of nitro, you can kind of make dynamite. And the boys was like, let's go make us some dynamite. And chemical in Vietnam is dirt cheap. And the nice thing in Vietnam is that it's a cash-based society. And basically, if you're tall enough and you got enough cash, you can get anything, dog. You can get anything. So basically, nobody checked. I was like, why are these kids asking for chemicals and shit? But I'm like, they gave us the cash. They don't fucking care. So we got cooking. We got all the chemical into this one giant lump of stuff that we assumed was dynamite, and we would just like did like the whole like we're gonna use like a 9 volt like you know how you can put like a 9 volt battery and make it like overcharge itself to sort of like make it like hot enough to become a detonator. We get that shit.
I didn't know that, but
we
I just put a 9 volt into my fire alarm the other day. I didn't realize you can fucking do what you just said. You sound like MacGyver.
Well, if you ever got stranded up in a mountain somewhere, you can use that as a fire starter, provided you got enough like lints and stuff like that. But basically, we were getting that shit up, and then that was like, and because we got like all the things set up, but then that was the moment when it was like this was like science, you know. We were learning like the ancient way where you do shit first and then you ask question later, because the moment we make the dynamite, we're like, okay, what the fuck are we gonna use this one for?
Yeah. Just got so into like,
we were so into making it. We were like, okay, what the fuck are we gonna do this one for?
So what happened after you made the dynamite? What'd you do with it? And how
we went fishing.
How big is this dynamite? Like
this lump.
No, but like I mean, so how big's dynamite? I mean, like what's its potential of destruction?
It was so basically we used it to like fish. So it was a big enough explosion for like to make like a bunch of water to like break the surface and splash everywhere and actually create a shockwave. And that's when the trauma coming in. So basically we got the detonator and we decided that we're going to use this to fishing. So we put that into a tarp and just like, you know, 6 of us like holding the tarp and then chuck that shit in the river. And then we got the thing is already like primed beforehand. But I'm like,
okay, dude, your life's a sitcom cartoon, like anime.
It's literally just that. And basically it was like, it did not went off for like 5 minutes. So we thought it was a fucking dud. And basically, this was when, you know, the moment when the dare coming in, because like the 6 of us was like, well, that shit's a dud. Detonator didn't went off, so somebody fucked up or whatever the fuck. So we were like, well, we gotta claim back the lump of dynamite to recoup the cost, because that was still $50 of worth exchange. I'm making like it's more of an exchange. It's still a lot of money and things like that. Like a bunch of kids like pun those things together, $15 or something. So basically, we're just like, well, that's still a lot of money. So we just got to recoup it. So basically, we were like, I was like, you guys are a bunch of bitches. Let me get back the lump. And by the time I walked to it, I walked so close to it, the water was like yay high to it. The damn thing fucking went off. I was like, I was a good I was a good couple meter away from it, and then it went off. And you know how like. I feel like the shockwave, it hit my fucking shin, and I would just like square right. I just found myself collapse into the fucking water. Thankfully, this time the boys actually dragged my ass out of it, and that was when like, okay.
Did you have burns or anything? If it was,
it's like the shockwave actually like break the skin and it burned me a bit. Yeah. But
dude, man, you're like a cartoon, because it's literally just like every episode is just like, hey, Chester, it's like, hey, you're a pussy if you can't do that. You're like, well, I'm not a pussy. And then you like go get yourself into like these misadventures as you and then
yeah, man. It was just like, whoa,
you animated like a Simpson character.
Yeah. it like you dude, like you practically, it just feels like that sometimes, man. And most of the time, but my friend is just basically like, I think most of the time the fault is on you, because if you don't do it, then, you know, none of that would have happened. But I'm like,
okay, but like, are you actually still like that? Like if you and I are just outside right now, and I was like, oh, there's a bunch of cars coming, like, who can, you know, cross the street fast enough or whatever? Well, this is what happened to Slim Starks, I guess. That was on the podcast before he got a Messi train, but another podcast in the past. But that you would just still do that right now? Like,
nah, man. I think like after the 4th times, I think I learned my fucking lesson. Yeah. Like after the 4th time, I think I've grown up. I've grown enough as a man to know that, like, hey, maybe I should stop taking dare like, you know, with teenage boys, because like I got like so I told you before that I was like about a crevice, right? So basically, there was a one time when we go up to the mountain, and basically the boys were just like, "Hey, there's this crevice over here, and way up there, there's another crevice over there. Oh, go! The two of them is fucking connected." So, and of course, the classic. Whoever doesn't go through this fucking crevice is gay, and of course, like every kid, every boy was like, "Fuck, man, that's all you gotta say." Immediately, on Torah, a fucking conga line of kids go through a dangerous crevice, and I'm like, that shit got moss on it. It's slippery as fuck, and if you fall, you're gonna wedge between the fucking rocks, and like I can hear like the sounds and shit, and like we all crawled down to just like to keep our like grounded, and we were shaking because like shit, this might be how we die. Luckily, the crevice do connect. We crawl out of that shit. And I was just like midway through on my way home, I just found like this fucking ring on the floor on like on like the grass floor. No, it was like a bit outside. Someone dropped a ring right outside, and I'm just like, I'm gonna take this as a sign of God to stop doing shit like that ever again.
So that's why you wear that around your neck.
Yeah, that's why I wear it around my neck.
You stop taking unnecessary risks to try to prove your manhood.
Yeah.
To these 12-year-olds saying you're gonna become gay if you
and we're teenagers.
If you don't do all this crazy life-threatening daredevil.
Yeah,
shit.
man. I mean, I got plenty of material out of it, so I don't know. Here we go.
Yeah, fuck, man. So it's like your material essentially just like you just reviewed your life and you're like, holy fuck, I have like at least 3 years worth of material here. Like I need to just a lot get on stage and tell it. Like,
a lot of time it does. A lot of time it does feel like that. There are times where I feel like, man, would it ran out because when I went to Canada, things a bit different now. But then I remember, no, there's still plenty of like shit to happen whenever I live in Canada too. Because like I said, a magnet of misfortune, right? Because I think as long as I live every day and as long as I do what I just live my life and do whatever, there's always some shit's gonna happen. Yeah. Like I got off the plane and my brother was like, Chester, this is gonna be a new start. You don't have to think about what the fuck's going on in Vietnam anymore. You push that shit behind you. Don't care. Canada is a new start. It's all inclusive. There's no racism. There's no whatever. You don't have to worry. The moment I stepped off the plane, I got fucking profile because some old lady thought I was stealing shit because dude, my flight, I travel halfway across the world and my flight got delayed by the last one and I was forced to go halfway across the airport. The plane's about to fucking leave. I'm gonna be shaking for missing my shit. And apparently some reports say that like I look suspicious and guy was like, you come with us. And I'm like, fuck. Do I radiate crime energy to you? I don't know.
Not really. No. I don't know why you got profiled. So, like, what did they have to say? Who did you look like that they were going after?
I don't know.
You look like a skinny like Tyler Durden from Fight Club. But like in well, I don't know, man. It's just your jacket you're wearing there.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think like it was back that because like I was like anxious as hell because I would just worry. Like so maybe
I thought maybe you're like a drug mule.
Maybe
you're carrying loads of like
maybe I was
like drugs up your butt or something like that.
Yeah, maybe they're thinking I was carrying drug or something like that, or because you look suspicious. Like if you got nothing to hide, why the fuck do you act so anxious and scared? And I'm like,
because you're just traveling across the fucking world and you're doing a fresh start. Like,
yeah, I'm doing
anxious and scared.
Yeah, I'm doing a fresh fucking start, and there I am. Like, it's so funny because my brother was like, "Oh, with Canada, this is not like the U.S. You don't have to worry about racism." And the moment I stepped off the fucking plane, I experienced that shit. But I think I did not read the fine print because in Canada, it's not racism. Okay, in Canada, it's called prejudice. It's kind of like how in the U.S. it's it's mac and cheese, but over here we call it craft dinner. Just different words, different words.
Yeah. Oh fuck. I don't know. We call it mac and cheese at our bar here, which we sell mac and cheese.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like 8 months ago, you started wanting to do comedy. What were you doing before that then?
Oh no, like I actually wanted to do comedy. Like,
Sorry, you started doing it
Yeah.
right 8 months ago.
yeah,
So-
I'm start doing like serious.
Yeah.
Because
Before that, you were just like just making everyone laugh all the time.
Yeah, I'm just like I just like talk and hang out with my friends and just do that. And sometimes I went to open mic if there are enough of my friends to like talk me into it, and or things like that. But like 8 months ago is when I got my paperwork, so I become a permanent resident 8 months ago, and that's when I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I get to stay in Canada now. I got
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like make my mark without worrying about the government like getting on my shit.
Yeah.
I can do this shit now. So that's when I'm like, the moment I got that paper, I'm locking the fuck in.
Yeah. So okay, your friends that you made here, do you hang out with everyone, or do you just hang out with Vietnamese people, or like?
Oh,
what's
I hang out. I hang out with everyone.
Of course, yes. That's
Yeah.
probably why they recognize you were like, fuck,
Yeah.
you were funny or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
Okay.
yeah.
Oh no. Keep going. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's
I
why.
got so many questions. So.
Oh good, man. Oh
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I love I always love like answering question and like see what and see what more I can provide and things like that, because
Mhm.
yeah, I do have like
I just love getting to know people. It's
Yeah.
part of like why I love doing this. You know?
Yeah,
But you're so different from the last person I talked to. Like the last guy I had on was a cop, a retired cop. So I go from talking to him now about everything he was talking about to now talking to you.
yeah.
You know, and then before that we had on comedians, and then before that, like I had on a person who studies holistic healing, and
Oh,
I mean, so
damn.
it's just and then I had on a guy who believed that the Earth is level. You know,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, so it's just been like I just keep firing away, because like everyone's so different, your life
Yeah.
is so different from mine, so
Yeah.
and then but again you just put a smile on my face, Chester, just from the way you
I'm
say shit.
I'm flattered, man. And I think it's like I do want to be like, because I don't want I want to make it like universal in a sense that was like the way I describe it, like most people can relate it, because at some point we kind of relate to the feeling of like, yeah, you've been dealt a bad hand, or you feel like life shit on you in some cases and things like that. And I want to relate that feeling to a lot of people and make them feel better and things like that.
Yeah, like that. Yes, that's awesome. And all I can point out right now is from 3 vantage points I can see for your comedy anyway, for that making people laugh. It's like, it's again your cadence. So with your cadence, it seems like you can just say anything as long as you say it like the way you say it.
Yeah.
2 is your actual words, your verbiage, like your choice of words is like, it's just so different. And but then again, some people have said that about myself too sometimes. Like, but and then the last one is just presentation, right?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like I mean, I like sometimes because I met people that I've talked to who said, oh, I don't really get Chester, like, or like, they didn't really laugh at your stuff. But I was sitting there like, yeah, like, because you don't, the 3 things that he brings is not what you find funny. You know what I mean? So
different stroke for different folks.
stroke for different folks. Yeah. But for guys like me and who get it, like you're a pleasant surprise, like,
Yeah.
like True Knot the other day was on the podcast just saying like, oh, like who's that Chester Ho guy or whatever. I was just sitting there, but I just met True Knot too. I'm like, who the fuck is True Knot? And like, didn't realize you both are just so fucking funny. Man.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
I met True Knot the other day. That guy's a bro.
yeah, that guy's. Whew, yeah, no, he. That was like like. Do you watch sports at all?
I sometimes watch hockey.
Okay. Like, do you watch basketball?
Oh, basketball?
Yeah.
A while back.
Okay, so like back in the day, I'm just using it as an example. Like,
man.
Kobe Bryant had like an 81 point game one time against the Toronto Raptors. Just to paint you a picture. Average basketball games in the 90s, like with the Chicago Bulls anyway, like that was the top team. Like their ending game, the score was something like 79 to 85.
Damn.
Or like 90 to like 83, or like, and Michael Jordan consistently had 24 points, 30 points, 25 points. And every now and then you'll see Michael Jordan get like 40 points, 50 points, one time 63 points. But Kobe Bryant one time had 81 points in a game.
Fuck.
Yeah, so like it was against the Toronto Raptors too. But anyway, to me, that True Knot performance that night was like, it was like, holy fuck, like it's like, because like I don't know if True Knot hits 81 points every night, but that was an 81 point performance. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like, yeah, so it's like, yeah, that was I remember I was just like crying, laughing, like I was actually hurting the sides. Like,
Yeah, that was good because he does have like a unique voice to himself to him, and also like, he used like beatboxing and music to enhance that shit. And I'm just like, yeah.
Also, nothing. He misses nothing. Like he's fully watching everything, making fun of everything.
Yeah, man.
Seeing the irony and absurdity in everything.
Yeah, man.
Which is kind of what I think. Which is kind of what like I think humor is. Humor is just like. Just noticing kind of how silly life actually is.
Yeah.
When you actually think about it, like everything's silly.
Yeah.
The fact that we're like doing everything for money, like we're like we have we're doing everything for like these fictional zeros and ones or like piece of paper. Like it's kind of silly when you really think about it because like it's like I don't know, like if we were really hungry, like just grab that apple from that grocery store and eat it. And then, but then everyone's like, that's stealing and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, isn't that silly? That all of a sudden you think that taking this apple is really like going to make or break this entire, like then all of a sudden, oh, so you're okay with homelessness. Then it's like, that's even silly. The fact that even happens. Like when sometimes we just take a step back and like I have these moments where I get really anxious and I get too serious. But then I have these polar opposite moments where I just start laughing uncontrollably because I'm just like, everything's so fucking ridiculous. Like,
I know.
Existence is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, one of the funniest things I remember was when I was a child. Yeah. I remember looking down at my own dick. And I remember like, I was really young. And I remember just like laughing hysterically. Right? Like, because like, but I remember what I was thinking. I couldn't quite put the words into context, but it's because even when you think about it, dick is hilarious. Like we just have this thing there out of nowhere that's like the source of all our weakness. Like if you kick it, it's game over. Like like
that's just universal.
Like it's like all of a sudden you need to like tend to it and go pee and like if you tuck it the wrong way, it hurts when you sit down. Like just everything about it is ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it looks like it's frowning at you.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. I just remember even as a kid, like. Just like I was a very happy kid because I a lot of things made me laugh or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, man. Like it's comedy's just it's just I don't know. Like like, I don't know. But what do you think comedy is? Like what makes you laugh?
No. Oh shit. I don't know. I think I think it's mostly of the same vein. It's just that like the moment when you see like the absurdity of something, or when when you just like sometimes you. Because I think what make I laugh is just like somebody who can have a perspective and they took a step back and they twist on it and suddenly I realized that is kind of funny. I think like one of my favorite joke is that like I think this like one comedian I forgot his name, but he was like, I don't know why like we as immigrant always have to do like the fucking like English test, because apparently when we go to university in Canada, our English got worse. So we have to redo that shit every 2 years. Like somehow our English got worse and we have to take the test again. And I was just like, yeah, that's fucking silly, because every time like I'm in university, that means my language gotta be better than like the average Joe out there. And for some reason, I constantly have to prove that I can speak English good and some shit like that. And I need a paper and I need to submit that shit before like the 2 years cut off. And the government is so fucking geriatric that it takes so damn long for anything to be done. And by the time they decide to like done with something, your fucking test already expired. You gotta take the new one. That's fucking bullshit, right? But then that guy was just saying that like, how do your English got worse over 2 years when you constantly using it again? And for some reason, like the way that he just like carry himself out in that moment just make me laugh. Man,
when you I don't know, like but again, like it's making me laugh now in like a mad way, because like it's like I don't know. So sometimes I just I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking society, but like the world's so fucking stupid too. Like that guy knows deep down. Look, maybe people's like what are we measuring as an example of about language? You're saying English. Your English got worse. It's like, if I'm always hanging on the hood, I'm going to start talking like the hood.
Yeah.
Because that's the way they have to communicate. And then like, okay, sorry, I'm not part of like Webster's, whatever. But like, I'm just using my brain a different way because I'm in a different environment. Yeah. Trust me, once I use it somewhere else, it like we take in our environments, right?
Yeah, man.
And the fact that that's the measuring stick. It's kind of like, oh my God, like why did you get some gray hair as 10 years went by? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
like
man.
it's the same fucking thing, right? You know, like reality is this, like my math skills are probably, well, my math skills are dog shit, but they're probably more dog shit than when, like, I probably don't remember how to do like my advanced math that I did in grade 10 or 11. Like,
Yeah.
put me, like, I'm gonna be like, well, someone has to reteach me this because I don't use it.
Yeah.
But now I'm using all this other shit, like recording equipment and whatnot. So I don't know, like everything's relative, and like just the fact that everyone's like on these high horse of judging and you know, and trying to make rules around it, and then and trying to make some moral high ground. I'm just like, deep down, I'm like, man, like no, like there has to be a god or a greater power, because we're too stupid to keep this thing in order. And sometimes I'm looking around, like, yeah, it's falling apart.
Yeah,
It's falling apart fast right now.
It's kind of like you said, like the world is inherently silly, but we are just trying desperately to like make it serious and make ourselves like be taken seriously. And at some time,
I think it's just like we just want to be taken serious if it somehow gets us laid.
Yeah,
I think so because like it, like I thought. You ever seen the movie Children of Men?
Oh yeah.
Like if I lived in that world, well, I might turn gay, but you know, but say I didn't turn gay. Like I'm starting to think like I wouldn't give a fuck about like majority of anything. Like you know, because deep down I started realizing like I like four things, but almost everything else is some way, shape, or form geared towards like women. You know what I mean? Like like I'm engaged right now, but it's like I don't know, man. It's like, was it all to make sure my fiance like is, you know, like thinks I can provide or some shit? I don't know, but like I was highly goofy. Like I didn't care about not having anything, but until in my brain somewhere around like 12, I was like, wait a minute, you might have to go have sex with a woman someday. They don't want to have Pop-Tarts for dinner.
Yeah,
you know, like, that was from South Park though. The Pop-Tarts for dinner. I didn't make that up. I laughed so hard because Hartman always made fun of Kenny, right? He's like,
yeah,
hey, Kenny, you know, like, it's like Kenny's poor. Kenny, like, no, women don't want to have Pop-Tarts for dinner or whatever.
Oh shit!
Oh god!
I just remember that bit. Yeah,
yeah.
And that's that's one thing. Is just to like a lot of like I do agree that like sometimes that's tend to be like the ways too, and also I'm also like a like I also like listen, like love is good, you know, like you love the other is great, but I'm not here for struggle love. Like you gotta make sure that you know you do something big, you gotta provide and things like that, because I'm not here for struggle love. Like if both parties are struggling with like the world and finance and things like that, is not great. But if the two of them, if the two working together, that's like awesome. So like, you know, yeah, but sometimes it does feel, and for me, it might be a different angle, because I think at the end of the day, with comedy for me, I just want to be seen in some way. It's kind of egotistic over me, but my angle is more like I kind of want to be seen.
Kind of egotistical. You're totally egotistical.
Oh,
everything that got you in trouble was your ego. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Chester, don't grab that dynamite. Oh, Chester, don't fucking take that knife up to that.
You're actually
criminal
right.
with the fucking, you know, it's all ego because you want to show you're tough, or like, because deep down it has something to do with not what you just said, not being gay in your books. But like, I would like to think it's getting laid. But you guys are just worried about not being gay. Like,
yeah, like, I think it's just like just want to be seen as like the tough guy, you know? Yeah,
it's kind of like, it's funny. Like to me, if you guys were in a big group and like, you know, say there's a girl walking around, everyone's single in the group, and then someone's like, "Yo, whoever does XYZ gets the girl," but then they're like, "Oh no, it's fine," and it's like, whoever does XYZ won't be considered wanting to have sex with one of the guys here who need to do the XYZ. They're like, oh shit. And they're like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all about not being gay instead of like getting the girl. I don't know. It's just funny verbiage again. Like,
man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, right now, how do you more just want to get to know you a little bit more? How do you, you don't get paid much doing comedy right now?
Yeah. Right. Because
speaking of, like whatever struggle, love, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like
what do you do for money right
now? Right now I'm doing like graphic design as like a day job for like working. So
like, is it like heavy graphic design? Like do you have a full on career in it? And, like make a good living and everything?
It's like it's decent enough. It's pay the bill. So I'm it's pay the bill so I can run with that. But like it's not it's basically it was like, okay, I'm doing this. so that at nighttime I can do comedy because I'm really feeling like the latter. The first one is just like there are times when I'm like, okay, this is a job well done. I did a good job. I got my money. I feel proud, but I'm like, but like with comedy is different. Like with comedy, when I am on stage, like I can be myself. Because the thing is just because the thing is just that, like when I get out there, like I gotta be like trying to act nice and polite. It's gotta be like be nice and polite, and because I don't want to be profile and shit like that again, because like if I say like half the shit that happened when I was in Vietnam, people is gonna be like, you got some record on you, dog. And I'm just like, that's not gonna be me. But on stage, fucking hilarious.
Oh man.
And that's what I live for, man, because I feel like I can be myself on stage. I can be unabashedly myself on stage. I don't have to be like worry about how I might be perceived when I get on stage. Oh, that's just me, dog. Yeah. And what you see, what you get, you may not feel it, but those who feel it, you feel free to get them.
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, no, you're no, I appreciate like that, and I feel the same way, because like when I used to have office jobs, like you couldn't be yourself at all. That was what was it was so like that I couldn't really laugh at. There was no laughing at that. And not only was it silly, it was like crushing your spirits.
Yeah,
you know?
Man.
Like every day, and then you just watch someone where you're like, this is so silly. I'm going to this little room to type on this thing. But again, it's all about your perspective, because my dad is an immigrant.
Yeah.
And like he was grateful to get into a office job that provided for me and my family, so that I can go pursue being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You know, like, well, I didn't have to have him do that to be an entrepreneur. Like I could have just went for it anyway. But it, like, but I don't know. Like, so he has a whole different perspective on the matter, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but being yourself is super important. That's why I love doing this podcast. Like I'm being myself. I don't give a fuck what people think in that way. But I do care what people think sometimes, because like I don't want to hurt people. You know what I mean? And I've had people say something like, "Oh, you said some mean shit on there," but I'm sitting there like, "Okay, like I don't know." Like it's just that was just us having conversation. Like like we're just having a conversation, man. People say stuff all the time. Like that's why people like podcasts, because you're capturing a real conversation. Like it's and people can relate. But sometimes they hate it. And sometimes they love it. But so where can we find you though, Chester?
Yeah.
Where can we find you for performing?
Oh, huh?
Where you for performing?
Where you can find me?
You just tranced out to my rant.
Oh no, I was just listening and absolutely like engrossed in that, man.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
compliment,
So right now you can follow me on Instagram. It's Chester Ho with 2 underscore. I most of the time you will find me as like
It'll be in the show notes too.
Yeah, my show. I would be at like the Laugh Loft at the Attic. So it's every Sunday night at 7:30. You can find me there in the same jacket, just chilling at the bar. Come say hi, striking up a conversation. And and I'm at the stage where I'm trying to like get more show around town. So go to more local comedy bar. You might catch me over there.
Fuck yeah. And I'm sure.
And the Kaks.
I'm sure we'll see you around at Kaks as well. We're only doing 3 more. Wait, I don't know where we're at now, but it ends in June. It's bi-weekly, so it's 2 in June, and I believe 2 more in this month, right?
Yeah.
Or am I? I think it's 2 left. Or 3 left
this week, and then the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that's May, right?
Okay. Well, there's either 3 or 4 shows left, and that it's just a Kaks spring series basically. Because summertime, the reality is people are outside.
Man.
Yeah, comedy's not as big for everyone, I guess. But but right now, like that's why these shows have been so fun, because they're like more precious, right? Because they don't happen as often. So that's why when you came on, that was so fun. Chester, man, I'm gonna wind this down here. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Obviously, man. Like, hopefully get you on the pod again in the future as you get into more of these misadventures, and like let's see how your comedy career continues to progress.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for giving me a chance to tell my story, man.
Oh yeah. Well, you told 3 stories. I know you have more. All right. But this is just a chapter of your life. It's gonna be. It's like I love doing these too, because I always wonder 10 years from now, where will I see someone, right?
Yeah.
Because like every now and then I'm just like, holy fuck, what if 10 years from now that person is like the way like Andrew Schultz is now, and like Joe Rogan, and I'm like, holy fuck, and he was on my podcast back then. Who knows where I will be? It's always cool to kind of see like who sticks with it, who finds their way through all the fucking challenges and like, you know, because life right now is tough, man. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's not tough as in do you have food, shelter, clothing? It's tough as in everything's hard to figure out how to get and keep without losing it all later. And but at the same time, I don't know, man. Like I gotta take my own advice with just laughing because like
Yeah.
like every now and then I just laugh all the time. I think I might need to just try to keep that mentality all the time.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it get the stresses that everyone's going through can just like start to fucking like beat you down sometimes because like like, their problems become your problems and like you're just looking around and you're like everyone's just having like they look like they're having a good time, but I'm like no, you crack the surface, everyone's barely hanging on or having some problem or some drama here. Everyone else has like a drug problem or anxiety or this or that, and it's just like holy fucking shit. Like
and I think it's like one of the thing is just out the way that the world just set up. It's just like because like because you and I are trying to like create something new, but right now in our world, everything they expected to kind of being stay the same. So you know, we're taking a way more risk to start something new, and it just always like feel like it beaten down because like, you know, the world expecting the same, but we wanted to make something new. You want to make the podcast and bar to happen, and I do want to make like a different kind of comedies going in. So I do, like that in itself is like kind of like a foolish kind of endeavor, but I just find it kind of hilarious that like we can just like keep on going with it.
Well, it's I guess maybe we're not done here.
I'm sorry, is it? No, I just wind up.
Like I just but like that's just a fascinating thing. Like it's not. It's all how you look at it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like because again, like I could just have done what the past generation did. Find that steady job.
Yeah.
For the love of God, don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Play their little game. Like just, you know, like stifle your personality when you're there.
Yeah, man.
Collect your check and then like secretly go out on the weekend and just be wild and then but like make sure no one knows you're the real you.
Yeah.
And then like but have fun and stay low key and you can just do that and like there's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
You know, like most people do that.
Yeah.
You know, and but for me right now, I don't know. For me, I just had this like it was inescapable. It was just like a gnawing feeling. Like you have to at least try. I don't care what happens. If you don't try, that wondering about it, it's going to kill you. Like it's going to kill you. You're going to think like
the what if.
Yeah, like it's just going to be constantly walking around with this little knot in your stomach. Like you're like, what if? How hard can I push myself to learn new things? Like, you know, figure out solutions, the pressure, you know, like the opinions of people, the lack of sleep, like it's and right now I don't know, like it is challenging, but deep down, like I know it doesn't always seem like this to the people that know me, but like deep down, like I feel like I could survive like Last of Us, you know, like because I just don't quit. I think of solutions and I keep altering my perspective on things. And I'm always trying to get better, you know, like, and we're just getting better at me. And it literally just means learning something different every day to learn how to get something done to help you survive. Really. That's really better.
I think that's like, that's how, like, that's the best way to carry out. Just keep learning and the drive to go forward.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, well, there's more stuff I want to ask you, but whatever. We can do it another time, man.
We can do it another time.
We can always jump on a pod whenever, right? Like, so
I think I was just like, well, what? Because originally I was like, maybe we gotta wrap that with something poignant, so that like it's like wrapping that up in a bow. But that sounds like, oh, it's actually start up a different kind of conversation. So maybe next time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, Rogan's podcast go for fucking 3 hours because they just keep finding new points to dive into. Okay, Chester Ho, everyone. All right. Bye.